You know, you could say whatever you want about Patrik Allvin, the job that he has done, whether or not he's successfully built upon the team that Benning built, the house that Benning built, and dug the team out of the hole that Benning and co. ultimately dug themselves within a few years ago. Say what you want, whether or not Allvin's good or bad at his job, but this is probably the most intriguing thing that we have seen with the Vancouver Canucks because of how precise everything had been placed within. Before we get underway with that, though, we do have to highlight that the Vancouver Canucks starting opening night roster was indeed revealed yesterday, and it is kind of interesting, but there are some names that are on here that you might not have expected to be here. Well, pretty much one. Shen, Rathbone, Pullman, okay, pretty decent, standard guys on the team. Besser, Garland, Miller, okay, you kind of expected them to make the team. Lazar, Hoglander, OEL, yeah, they're kind of here too. Martin, Demko, yeah, you kind of expected them to make the team. Pettersson, Hughes, and Burrows are all here as well, followed up by Danila Klimovich, who is a very intriguing name because I think in the minds of many Canucks fans, he's not really somebody that was pushing super hard for a spot. And then you have Horvat, Stillman, Pearson, Dakota Joshua, Niels Oman, Podkolzin, and Kuzmenko. Now, when it comes to Klimovich being on the roster, he's only really here because of salary cap purposes. He'll be sent down later. There's some stuff going on with the IR, Mikheyev, Myers, Dermott, so it's not really the most fluid situation, but at the end of the day, this is their opening day roster. And when it comes to this assembly of players, there are some very interesting notes that you can make about the salary cap behind it. So, we're talking about Patrik Allvin, we're talking about Emily Castonguay, the Vancouver Canucks assistant GM, former agent, and she did a lot of work with salary contracts, negotiations, so she sort of had this reputation amongst the fans as to being the finance person on the team. Let's take a look at the Vancouver Canucks and their salary cap. Because if you go over to Cap Friendly, you take a look at how the team is constructed right now, the team has a projected cap hit of $86 million flat. They have $3.5 million of LTIR cap space used on the Micheal Ferland contract, meaning that if you calculate everything properly, the Vancouver Canucks, according to Cap Friendly, have a perfect LTIR upper limit roster of $82.5 million. They've got no wasted dollars whatsoever. The cap hit, 86 mil. Cap space, 0. Period. Not $5 in cap space, not 10, not 100, not even 2,000. $0 in cap space. The roster, they've got 22 players, 13 forwards, 70 and 2 goalies, and the LTIR has Micheal Ferland. This is impressive. And I think when it comes to the Vancouver Canucks being in the position they are at, of course, you know the team is going to shake up the roster a bit more once Dermott and Myers and Mikheyev come back. You have DiGiuseppe, who is also on the SOIR, that is also adding a different element to this cap structure as well. But the Vancouver Canucks, Emily Castonguay, Patrik Allvin, they've maneuvered their team in such a way to literally give themselves $0 in cap space. And I don't know if I've really articulated the point home just how impressive that is for a team to be able to navigate everything so precisely that Micheal Ferland's 3.5 AAV is all of a sudden used to be perfectly under the salary cap. Or not under the salary cap, they're at the salary cap. Here's a tweet by Cap Friendly talking about how the Vancouver Canucks were able to do what it is that they did. They put Phil DiGiuseppe at the SOIR, that gives them $146,250. They reassigned Linus Karlsson to the AHL, and they recalled Danila Klimovich. As a result, the club had themselves a cap hit of $86 million. Fourth, they placed Ferland on the LTIR, and his 3.5 AAV adds on to the LTIR, making their regular cap placement of 82.5, which is absolutely nuts. And this is what I always say whenever we talk about complicated cap-related topics, that I'm just a dude. I went to radio school. I was really good at math in high school, very good at pre-cal, but I never did anything with that. So my radio education is not sufficient in any respect for me to go out there and start making videos explaining how the cap works to people on YouTube. I ask all the time if anybody smarter than me can go out there in the comments and articulate, okay, when they did this, it opened up X amount of dollars, which allowed them to do that, which spent X amount of dollars or Y amount of dollars or whatever. Like, I understand that it works, I just don't know how it works. So, for the Vancouver Canucks, everything is perfect in harmony at the very moment that I'm talking to you on this microphone. Things may change when it comes to Giuseppe, Mikheyev, Dermott, Myers, but for now, with Klimovich on the roster instead of Karlsson, the team is making some money, or they're saving some money, excuse me. I mean, a penny saved is a penny earned, right? So you could say they're saving some money, but still, the prospect that is being called up because of it is likely not going to get too much time in the organization at this level because Danila Klimovich, yeah, he's not making the team. I don't think anybody expected him to make the team anyway, so him going back to Abbotsford is going to be nice to see. I mean, at the very least, he's going to be getting NHL salary for a little bit. He'll be making the upper part of the two-way contract that he has on his ELC, and he'll be participating most likely in Canucks-related camp, or not camp, camp's already done, practice and line rushes and everything, so it's going to be a good experience for a guy like Danila Klimovich to have that environment to explore for a while, but we'll see how long that lasts before the other Canucks players come back and everybody else is placed where they're supposed to be. My question is, though, when you do reactivate Dermott, Myers, and Mikheyev, what's going to happen with the team in front of you? You can't just send down Oman, Karlsson, and Klimovich and be like, okay, yeah, we're good. Because you're not going to be good. You've got millions of dollars coming onto the books with some of these players, and you're going to have to do some work to make sure that the money is available to actually use them. Heck, maybe I'm completely talking out of my behind. Maybe if Dermott, Myers, and Mikheyev are healthy tomorrow and they make the team, they're added onto the squad, the team is still fine. Maybe I'm not smart enough to comprehend why that would be the case, but it's my bare bones basic understanding that the team would probably need to do some more maneuvering if everybody gets healthy as soon as they can. I don't know if Michael Ferland's LTIR space is going to be able to uphold the Tyler Myers contract with Mikheyev too, because, I mean, that's like $8 or $9 million in total, something like that. I don't know, maybe we'll see what happens when everything goes down, but either way, you can talk in the comments your thoughts about the Vancouver Canucks and their opening day roster. Obviously, this is not the season roster, this is just the opening day roster. There are players that are added here that likely won't survive on the team until the end of the month. There are other players not on this list that probably will be regulars, so we'll see where exactly everything goes. Tomorrow is the preseason game against Edmonton, so we'll see how the Vancouver Canucks fare in Game 1 of the season. It's going to be interesting, but yeah, I mean, if they really need to call Danila Klimovich and give him an NHL game right off the bat, knock on wood, nobody gets injured today or tomorrow, but let's say somebody does, and all of a sudden Klimovich has to play in the first game of the season. I don't even know why I'm talking about this stuff. This is just bad energy given off here. Either way, I gotta go. Let's end the video off here. I gotta record some more Hut gameplay after all because it's a brand new NHL game. Talk in the comments your thoughts about the Canucks and their roster, the perfect salary cap structure with Allvin, Castonguay. I guess we can give Granato and Rutherford their props as well for probably participating in the building of this team structure, but let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about the Canucks. I hope you enjoyed this video. Rolls 99. And bye.